Hey everyone, today we have Harshwardhan, who is the founder and CEO of Guarented.com. He's a IIT Kharagpur pass out and worked at a couple of IT companies before starting his own venture. So he's already over a decade through his entrepreneurial journey. And today he's going to talk about his personal experiences that led him to entrepreneurship and all the lessons for budding entrepreneurs as well. So welcome, Harsh. It's very great pleasure having you here and hearing from you.
Thanks, Raghunath, for having me over.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you invited me to your podcast.
Yeah, thanks a lot for making the time. So let's start with some of the initial motivation that you had when you had your plans from quitting your corporate job and getting into something which is very unknown, a trajectory that you might not have, absolute clarity to begin with. So tell us about some of the initial days. What is the motivation behind Guaranteed?
Sure. So, see, as my family goes, I am born into a family of non-business people, as you can call them.
Yeah,
So, both my parents are, academicians. They are both professors, engineers by
okay,
profession. So, business is not something that comes naturally to me, or,
correct.
I've been not raised into a business family. So, I've been raised by set of professors. So, it was not a very smooth journey, not a very natural trajectory. I even in my early days in Bangalore, I had never thought that I will be, going ahead and starting a business of my own. I joined Accenture after
Yeah,
graduating from IIT Kharagpur, worked there for 2 years. But what really motivated me to take that entrepreneurial plunge is the set of friends or the kind of people that I was surrounded with. So my friends from IIT Kharagpur, my alma mater, they played a significant role. And your network or your circle, how they are progressing or how they are, behaving plays a very important role in shaping your mindset as well, which is, you know,
right.
as the saying goes, that a man should keep good company so that
Yeah,
you also grow. I had so many good friends to learn from, to take inspiration from, and that, motivated me, or that gave me confidence that if, and a lot of people were starting up in that time during 14, 15, and that gave me a really that confidence that was needed. Basically, jump ship from, a safe and good paying job to taking
yeah,
that entrepreneurial plunge. So that is what shaped the mindset, I will say. Then to start with, what should be built or what should we work on, what makes sense for the market and what makes sense for us. So the three friends, the three of us, when we came to Bangalore, we were staying in an unfurnished apartment,
okay,
and that those were like 2012 2013 time. E-commerce was also not so mature as today, and to find furniture and appliances for to buy as bachelors did not make sense, because we were not sure how long we are going to stay in a city or in a job. So
yeah,
so then this idea came that if such products, such assets are available on rent, that will be like a very good thing to have for young bachelors who have come new into the city, who don't have a lot of savings, like us. So that gave us that idea that something can be done. We saw a gap, and when we went to explore more, the more and more we explored, the more and more conviction we got, and that's how we started Guarented.com.
yeah. I really like the point where you mentioned that the people whom you surrounded with actually made a big influence in the way that you thought and how you progressed towards entrepreneurship from being an employee. So that's really interesting. And
Right.
also that you mentioned that when you started thinking about entrepreneurship, you now had a ask in your mind, like, what venture do I start? And then you figure out a problem that's very prevalent in the city where people are, setting up bachelor flats and they don't have enough furniture. And now you are making them a solution, providing them a solution with furniture rentals. So that really took off from where you begin with. So you mentioned that you had limited savings and you were trying to, get into something which needs a little bit of capital to begin with. So how did you navigate that challenge of getting investors and making that you have the financial capital to progress?
Yes. So see, right from the start, renting, as we also figured out in the first few weeks of starting the business itself that it's a capital intensive business. And as
Yeah.
a bachelor with 2 or 3 years of experience in hand, I still remember like the three of us combined had about 10 lakhs of savings back then, which
Okay.
we got over in a few days because
Right.
we when we started the website, we started to get because the market was mature and it was, we found a good product market fit and people were in need and wanting such a service. So we started to get orders right from day one, more
Okay.
orders than so it was a good problem to have. But on the other hand, to solve for the supply side, it was
Yeah.
a really capital intensive business, and all the
Yeah.
savings that we had thought that we'll start the business with was spent into buying these assets in no time, like
Okay.
in this matter of days. And then obviously we figured out like that was a journey of raising capital through different ways. But the first thing that we realized that this asset class like furniture and appliances put out on rent can give good return to people who are investing in it. We first invested our own money and we saw that okay, these are the returns that we are getting. Then we built a crowdfunding plan where people could invest in these assets to diversify their portfolio, and a healthy part of the rent is being shared with them where they make a good return on their investment because these are physical
Okay.
assets. We were doing the background check on the customers, so the risk was minimal. And the risk, business risk, that was we could mitigate to a greater extent, thereby providing very good returns. And all the early investors or people who backed us with their capital in the early days, they parted with very very good returns. So all of them were really happy with the kind of returns they got, and that really kick-started our business. So we
Okay.
followed that crowdfunding model for some time, and the big inflection point in our journey came when we were funded by Kalaari Capital in 2016. It
That was how
was,
many years into the business?
that was around 1 year of starting the
Okay.
business. So 1 year we were able to sustain. The first breakthrough came when my previous boss and my good friend Mr. Anish Reddy from Capillary. He is like a mentor to me, and he is
Okay.
very active investing in angel investment capacity in a lot of
Okay.
good startups. He backed us in March. We started operations in August 2015. In March, he gave us the first check, which gave us some
Okay.
runway of 5 months. And then in August, we got the seed funding capital from Kalari, which was a big inflection point in our journey. And after that, we grew the team, we grew the business. Finally, it became something
Yeah.
that we started to build. Yeah.
Amazing. So I think you mentioned that in the first year itself, you had a lot of orders, and the demand side was really picking up, while the supply side was, lacking in terms of capital and assets. So as you progressed and you got funding, how many times did you multiply your business when you got that big funding, and through the next year, how many X did you make in terms of the ROI? Is there a estimate that you can provide us?
So year on year, that's we have seen really good growth in terms of the number of customers. So
Yeah.
obviously, we started with zero customers, and today we have about 10,000 active paying customers in Bangalore. And, we have like raising capital from Kalari. Those funds were completely used in building the team, building doing the marketing. And after that, the funds were almost about to get over when we raised a bridge round as well from Mumbai Angels and a set of other angel investors. That was in
Okay.
2019. Just after we raised that round, we were hit by COVID. uh,
Right.
2020 was the year when lockdown happened,
Yeah.
and that was our industry was one of the worst hit because our business
Yeah.
depends on people who are coming from various parts of India to
Correct.
Bangalore in search of jobs.
Right.
And then all those people went back to their hometowns because of lockdown. And that was our industry was one of the worst hit. If you say after, hospitality, rental was one of the worst hit industry. That's where we saw really big decline in our top line and all our customers going back. We did some things to survive back then, and but once things that we did during that time helped us become profitable in the coming years. So that was also a blessing in disguise kind of a thing, because then we knew what was important, where to spend. So that helped us cut down a lot of spends. And when top line, so we reduced our bottom line when COVID came, and when
Yeah.
uh, things became normalized, our top line started increasing, but that paved the way to profitability for us. So that was kind of, a positive thing, you can say, that came for our business in disguise through COVID.
Yeah, I recognize the impact due to COVID because everybody left to their hometowns, including myself. So I was at my hometown for a good around 2 years. So and obviously
Yeah.
the rentals industry is going to suffer. But while it was the case for your customers who are retail customers, but isn't that an opportunity to pivot to business ventures where you have established commercial settings who would definitely need furniture? Is that something that you started pivoting from then on?
So in during COVID days, all of us were locked down in our houses, and we were thinking of
Yeah,
creative ways to be afloat. Basically, if you remember that lockdown period, many startups pivoted in delivering groceries, because that was
correct.
something, which
Yeah,
saw a big um, take, and that was also a start of hyperlocal grocery delivery startups. A lot of hyperlocal grocery delivery, the 10-minute deliveries that we are seeing today, the idea kind of sprouted during the COVID times. So we also
correct.
saw an opportunity. We saw our strengths. We were good at, manufacturing furniture, at building, at project management. So those were the strengths that we had. Riding on the wave of hyper local grocery delivery, we started supplying furniture to companies who had raised funding, like Zepto and Dunzo that time, and those were
Yeah.
building dark stores. We provided
Okay.
providing furniture, started providing furniture and making dark stores for these companies at a good scale, which gave us the needed revenue while we were recovering from COVID. And that also helped us stay afloat, survive the COVID wave, and that also paved us the way for us to become profitable in the coming years. So that was one thing that we did, build dark stores for companies like Zepto and Dunzo. And another thing that we did during that time was, because our customers were leaving and they were returning back their furniture. So one creative thing that we did for them was, we told them that why don't you store your other stuff also with us, because we have warehouses.
Okay.
And instead of paying to take a new house, then you take those things from us. So a lot of customers opted for that. That also helped us retain, a lot of the customers when they came back, because there was an ongoing
Right.
relationship with them. And they also saw a win-win in, saving up the rent, that like they could vacate the whole house. They stored all their belongings safely with us, and when they came back when their company started, so they got their stuff back, and they saved a lot of amount. Also, the amount that used to cost to save up to store the goods was almost 5 to 10% of the rent that they had to pay otherwise. So that was like a
Okay.
win-win situation for us and the customer. So that was one creative thing, or actually two creative things that we did that helped us, navigate the business
Yeah.
in rough water.
Right. Right. Amazing. I think that's a creative way of dealing with that problem. Uh, Harsh,
Yes.
also tell us about the employee headcount. How did you add people, and what is the strategy behind, allocating resources to your machinery or whatever physical stores that you may want to have with respect to the people, and what is the kind of strategic expansion ideas that you have with respect to multiple areas or even multiple cities in the coming years?
So right now we are about a 130 people strong team, and
Okay.
I am very proud to tell that our people have come from almost all the parts of India.
Okay.
So that's like very very diverse culture that we have in our team. People from almost all the states are there in our team, and while uh, hiring or adding on a team member, the most important thing, or even the most to the budding entrepreneurs out there, I would like them to share. I would like to share this, that always prefer will over skill is what my hiring mantra is. If
Okay.
someone is has will to learn, has
Yeah.
will to work, is will to prove something, then even if he doesn't have the necessary skill
Yeah.
to do that work today, but you can definitely count on them to learn very fast and to prove to be very very uh, meaningful and important contributing factor to the company's growth in the coming years. So will over skill is
Yeah.
my mantra while expanding the team.
Amazing.
And that is what
Yeah.
our culture that we live by to
Yeah.
hire. And about 130 people strong team we have. And now that our rental business is stable, we are looking to expand, and our business model is also proven over time. We are looking to expand this offering to other cities in India. So soon
Okay.
we are expanding to newer cities. A lot of market is out there, and not just India, but outside India also a lot of market is growing. So those are the geographies, or the next plan is to go out there and take the business to the next level.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. I think the point that you mentioned of will over skill is a key point because most entrepreneurs look for skills, and then when you have the road which is rough, they tend to leave, and you have a situation where you have to hire again. So I think the will to kind of learn and stay with you, loyal and attached to the mission that you are on, is what differentiates between a good hire and a bad hire. So I think that's really valid point.
And
Harsh,
after a point,
yeah, good.
yes, after a point, your team contributes the main after a point, after business grows to a certain level, as a founder, founding member, or as a CEO, the main work that is left is to manage the team efficiently, to get
Yeah,
good people job, because there is hardly any time left to manage the day-to-day activities, and like it's humanly impossible. So it's only about having good team members, having good
yeah,
people on your side, who you can trust to do the job
correct.
for you. So will over skill is one thing that comes really handy while adding these team members to the team. And also one other thing that the philosophy that we run the business with is, what is a company? A company is nothing but is it the assets that you have? Is it the customers? Is it the revenue that you have? Or is it your office or your factory? What is a company? So the answer that comes to the mind is that we really believe in is it is the set of people who are running it. The
Yeah,
team is actually the company, and if we take good care of the people who are behind the stage running the show, then the people will take care of the business, and then it will run smoothly and will reach the heights that it is supposed to reach.
yeah,
So if you take good care of your people, of your team, in turn they take good care of the business, and the business in turn takes good care of them. So then it becomes a complete circle where people are feeding into the business, and the business is feeding back to the people who are running
right.
it. And then from there it grows organically to, and then you just need to navigate, strategize, but other important things they take care of itself. So
Yeah,
that is the
amazing. Yeah,
philosophy.
I like the line that you mentioned that you take care of your people and people take care of your business, and the business in turn returns it back by taking care of the people and also the founders. So amazing uh, point, and it's a loop-based approach where you do good and then you get good back. So it's as simple
Right.
as that. So amazing point there. So Harsh, I know you are an IIT pass out. You are into e-commerce, tech, and stuff. So uh, I don't think our conversation can end without talking about generative AI. And it's coming like a storm in all businesses, trying to automate stuff and possibly take off jobs which once was handled manually. So what is the impact that you are seeing in your business line with the generative AI revolution?
See, what we have done in our company, we are continuously uh, training and motivating all our team members to use AI as much as they can, because that really increases their efficiency. And we
Yeah,
have, especially in the marketing and tech team, people are using it, increasing their efficiency. A lot of profiles that we had earlier are not there anymore, like copywriters and a lot of
yeah, content
design
creators.
stuff. Yeah, those are happening now on AI, so that has increased the efficiency. But again, the it is only as good as people who are using it. So we are motivating, educating our people, and even the new members who are joining. We are and a lot of people who earlier had this any weakness that they had. For example, someone is good at accounting, but they are not very good with writing emails. So now I see
Yeah.
that improvement, and I was first surprised in the few days that this chat GPT came, that oh my God, like such nicely drafted emails from this person. uh,
Yeah,
how is that?
I've also
So
had that
now
experience. Yeah,
yeah, that people are complimenting their skills.
right.
Whatever are your weaknesses, you can use AI to cover that, and that converts into strength. So we are completely trying to be on top of things, motivating our people to use it as much as they can. But at the same time, a caution must be there, because if you rely on it so much, then sometimes what may happen is your uh, training or the skill that you have to acquire in the first few days, uh, then that hinders. And
Yeah,
then after a point, without it, you might feel handicapped, because let's say if you're trying
right,
to learn coding, but if you uh, rely on it so much from the starting, then your basics don't get developed. So it is always, we say this with caution, that in the first few days when you are acquiring that basic skill, because to write prompts and to use AI also, you need to have your fundamentals clear. But if you rely on it
correct.
too much, then there might be a case that your fundamental skills don't get developed. So with that caution, our team members are using it and are getting it results.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I think generative AI is definitely something that is going to completely transform most businesses. And as you said, like the content writers, the video editors, and maybe the photographers, all are going to find themselves in serious trouble with the generative AI revolution. And I also believe that it's the only pathway for more efficiency gain and doing things faster. And we also kind of ease our time away from things that don't matter as much because now we have a machine that can do it for us better and smarter. So, yeah. So thanks a lot, Harsh. It's been amazing listening from you, your experience and your plans for expansion and your entrepreneurial journey overall. So I appreciate the time. On a last note, can you also tell budding entrepreneurs, let's say if somebody who wants to jump from being an employee to an entrepreneur venture, what are the steps that he need to prepare himself to be a successful one in the first few, let's say 4 5 years, where there is more struggle? Maybe now it's lesser, but I think in the beginning there's like challenges with related to teams, people. capital, and so on. So how does one prepare oneself? And definitely a lot from your learning, from your experience, but maybe it's changed now with the context of different aspects of business changing after COVID. So what's your take on budding entrepreneurs now?
Sure. So see, everyone's business is unique and everyone's journey is also unique. Everyone's, entrepreneurial journey is totally like their life. It's totally unique. So there is, for entrepreneurship, there is not a playbook that you can follow that, okay, if I
Yeah,
follow these steps, then success is guaranteed. That playbook is not does not exist. Some guiding factors can be there, basic principles that you have to follow. But that exact playbook, if that is very, very a personal journey for everyone. But one thing, a few anecdotes that I can, a few points that I can share is uh, to start with, uh, be very picky and careful about choosing your co-founders when you start the business,
yeah,
because a good team, if you have got a good and a great team, then no matter what the market is or the
yeah,
market condition is, or no matter what roadblocks you face, a good team will always find way to navigate it. So a
right.
good team is something which is, very, very basic and fundamental thing to start a business. So be very picky, be very cautious about choosing your co-founders. That is the first and foremost principle that I have learned in
Yeah,
my journey.
yeah,
Because the good team will almost every time find solutions to the problems that you cannot predict will come. And second thing
right.
is, if you have decided to jump in the unknown waters, which is entrepreneurship, then give it, obviously, very, very uh, tough times will come. So give it some time. Don't give up easily. A lot of times you will think that no, this is not working out, or
Yeah,
uh, where am I stuck? And I did not sign up for this kind of things.
yeah,
And
yeah.
those will come 100%. There is
Correct. Yeah,
no entrepreneur or no business founder who will tell you otherwise. So don't give up. Keep things afloat. Try to keep your head above the water. At least give it 4 to 5 years. That is the basic minimum time required to set up any good business. And after
right.
that, you will start seeing good results. So be very picky in choosing your co-founders. Don't give up easily, and invest in your team. Build a good team around you, because a good team will find solution to any problem that will come in your journey.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that's an amazing way to put it because more or less the business is all about people and everything else comes later. Like you're bringing up a problem to a team and the way that you solve is what is creating your business, right? So that's an amazing way to put and close this podcast. So thanks a lot, Harsh. It's been amazing hearing from you and having this chat.
Thanks, Raghunath. Thanks for having me over, and all the best to you also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Harsh. Yeah.